Yeah, the second race, it was a bit of a weird one. Very interesting start there, I gotta say. Yeah, this is probably one of the weirdest glitches I've seen in Gran Turismo. So even though this is Monza, let's go ahead and start this video on a good note, shall we? Before we get to all the chaos and whatnot. So we're starting second in this race, and ahead of us we have Uzu plays there, the French player, the French driver, who is in the lead currently, but is not going to keep it for long. So as we go through the first chicane, Monza turn 1, absolute chaos normally this, and keep an eye on the radar. You can see that the driver behind us kind of just give him a tap and send him to the Shadow Realm. Goodbye leader, absolutely ruined his race there, and gets himself a 2.5 well-deserved second penalty. Now that could have been because maybe he caught the first chicane, but yeah, it could have also been probably because of the contact. So from here on, I'm currently in the lead, but if you look down on the radar, you can see how close he is, and I thought if he's gonna overtake me, I'm not gonna fight it, I'm just gonna pass. He has a penalty anyway, and he doesn't seem to be the cleanest of drivers. So through Lesmo's one, I go slightly wide, and there was like a very tiny gap, and he goes for it anyway. Yeah, so a bit of a weird aggressive move there. But again, I didn't fight it. He has a 2.5 second penalty, which he's gonna serve, and I'm gonna tell him thank you very much. Back into the lead I go, even go through him just to piss him off a bit. So now I'm back in the lead. Behind us we have who seems to be some kind of maybe a Hamilton fan, because he has a purple livery, pretty much the same shade Hamilton does, and he's in a Mercedes. However, on the exit of Ascari, through Ascari, it was actually really close if you look at the radar. But we get a good exit, so maybe he lifted up a bit or got maybe made a small mistake. And while he is kind of far away now, as we go through Parabolica, which is this last corner here, he's gonna get really close, especially on the exit of Parabolica, because he's in the slipstream, and I obviously don't have the slipstream of any car ahead of me. So, as we go through the main straight here, he's gonna get really close, and I'm gonna really defensive, because I know he's gonna catch up to me by the time we get to the first turn. And as he does approach me, I'm just gonna open up the track a little bit. He's gonna go around the outside of the first corner, and he does outbrake me, so I didn't fight it, I just gonna let him have it. I didn't want to lose too much time, I didn't want to do something too stupid too early, especially that during this race I was just trying to build my SR back up, which, because of the previous race, which I haven't actually posted, but a race I did before absolutely destroyed my SR, brought it down to like the 40s or 30s, so I was being very safe here. Anyway, so through the second chicane, we get really close there, and both of us had a bit of a swirl on the exit there, and as we go through Lesmos, are we going to be close enough to go for a move through Ascari, or at least that's where we're kind of like lining him up for, a move through Ascari, or at least being close to Ascari, so maybe get something on the exit of Parabolica. But through here we're in the slipstream, and we're going to get close. We're not going to be close enough for a move, it doesn't look like, but we are going to get extremely close, because slipstream in Monza is really useful, because obviously really long straights. So on the exit of Ascari, he didn't get the best of exit. We, however, get a very good exit, and we're gonna get really close through here. So maximizing the slipstream, pulling over to the outside line, because Parabolica obviously leads to a really long straight. The main straight is extremely long in Monza. We get pushed a little bit wide, we drift a bit wide. And on the exit though, because we're in the outside line, we have longer time to accelerate, we have more distance to travel, so more opportunities to accelerate, and that's just going to allow me to go past him on the main straight. Now I actually lift off the throttle a little bit, and that is because they wanted to get in the slipstream too early. However, as we go through turn 1, he outbrakes me slightly, and I kind of just let him go, because I kind of saw this coming.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Yep. He makes some kind of traction control, perhaps too eager on the throttle to run away from me, and he sends himself drifting off to the side there. now then, we have Snoop Dogg behind us, the French driver, who, mind you, started in 6th place. So he's actually a really fast driver. And you can see as we go through the second chicane and as we go through Lesmos 1 and Lesmos 2, looking behind, he's going to be dangerously close. Obviously well within slipstream range, but I don't think it's going to be close enough to go for a move through Ascari. However, perhaps on the exit of Ascari, if you can get a good exit, it might be dangerous through Parabolica or maybe even turn 1. So, as we go through Ascari, look down in the radar, there he is, right behind us. Way well within slipstream range. Not much we can do about it here on the straight. Instead of weave a little bit to try and break the toe, to kind of minimize the slipstream advantage that he has. And as we go through Parabolica, looking down on the radar, bottom right, look how close he is. And on the exit of Parabolica, he's going to be even closer than the Mercedes last round. So, once again, going extreme defensive here over to the right. And as he approaches me, he's going to go over to the left hand side and we're going to open the track back up again. And under braking, once again, I'm going to get outbraked by him. And let's just take a moment to appreciate his livery. I like that AlphaTauri livery. It reminds me of the 2020 Italian Grand Prix in which Pierre Gasly won in an AlphaTauri. So, yeah, in F1, if you haven't watched the race, probably one of the best races last year. And this is going to be very reminiscent of the race, as we have an AlphaTauri there in the lead. And he's going to go really defensive through the second chicane, but we are going to get ahead of him before the chicane. However, it looks like he lifted up maybe off the brake a little bit. Got a bit of an advantage, a bit of an aggressive defensive move there, but yeah, he does defend that very well. So yeah, props to him, and he pulls away really quickly again. We don't get the best exit through the second chicane, or through Lesmos. However, as we go through Ascari, we do get a better exit than him, and we're going to stay in the slipstream, see if we can maybe make a move through the last corner there, off the final lap, mind you. And as we go through Parabolica, we get close, but we are a bit too eager on the throttle. We drift off a little bit wide. And yeah, not much we can do about it now as we go through. And yeah, he wins just like Pierre Gasly did.
Pierre Gasly wins the Italian Grand Prix. Oh my!
So yeah, a bit of a throwback to the 2020 Italian Grand Prix. Anyway, then and we are kind of like Carlos Sainz, who finished second but got really close to winning the race. But yeah, that's besides the point. Anyway, so after the race, we actually had somewhat of a good conversation with him. So we say the normal, say thank you for the race, blah blah blah, congratulations. He tells me well done, close race. And then I tell him, say hi to YouTube, by the way. And he does, he says yes, bonjour. So you guys know what to do. Everyone, bonjour Snoop Dogg down in the comments. But not all races went so smoothly. Yeah, the second race, it was a bit of a weird one. Very interesting start there, I gotta say. Yeah, this is probably one of the weirdest glitches I've seen in Gran Turismo. Now, the annoying part is, though, that the leaders, the top three, have pulled away by like 5 seconds away from me, due to whatever the hell happened there. Now, the good news is that I also have a gap behind me from the chaos that's gonna happen behind me, because we all know Monza, we all know turn 1, the first chicane. Yeah, it's always chaotic. So as we go through the first turn there, you can see the leaders ahead of me, but way ahead of me, not much I can really do. And there's a barrier flying ahead of me. I have a small traction control mistake there on the exit, but I managed to catch it, and there seems to have been a lot of chaos behind me, because some guy has a penalty. There was the barriers flying, and that's only kind of benefiting me, because now I can pull away further. However, as we go into the second chicane, you can see there's yellow flags, which is normally perfect news for me, because that means there's probably some kind of accident happening ahead of me, and as long as you're not involved, yellow flags usually are a good sign, because they mean free positions, and that's exactly what happened there. You can see the person who was once in third position is no longer in third, as I take third now, because he's off into the wall, sent to the shadow realm, and the person in second place now has a penalty because of whatever incident happened there. The leader also has a penalty, but it's probably too small for it to matter, considering how far ahead he is. And as the person in second place serves the penalty, I'm gonna tell him thank you very much, and I go into second place then. And he will be close. He will be close enough to be in the slipstream. At least he should be anyway by the time we exit Parabolica. As we go through Ascari, then you can see the leader is pulled away by a huge margin, so I think we can already say that there's probably no way of us winning this race unless something happens with the leader, because I don't know what was that glitch at the start, but Gran Turismo being Gran Turismo, yeah, it's pretty much the win gone. However, if we can secure second place, I think that would be good enough. So as we exit Parabolica then onto the main straight, looking behind us, he is in slipstream range, which is why I'm gonna start weaving a little bit in front of him just to break the toe and not allow him to maximize his advantage of the slipstream. So as we go through turn 1, he's gonna get extremely close. Not much I can do about the slipstream there, and he's gonna outbrake me a lot, but he also outbraked himself. You can see he's a bit drifting there on the exit. And on the exit, I try to go around the outside. I try to leave him as much space as I can, but he just kind of went into the back of my car, forced me to nearly spin, but then he also caught me with his car, so he kind of made me spin and then caught my car at the same time and saved me, but lost himself time anyway. So now I'm in second place, and God knows where he dropped. We're still in second place actually. However, the person behind us is pretty quick, and on the exit of Ascari, if you look behind us, he has managed to get himself a penalty. Not that big of a penalty. I'm not sure why he got a penalty. Maybe he cut the corner, probably something to do with track limits, and he's gonna get really close as we go through Parabolica if you look at the bottom right. And on the exit of Parabolica, once again, he's gonna have the slipstream. He has a 1.5 second penalty, so even if he was gonna overtake me, I wasn't gonna fight it, because obviously he has a penalty, so why risk it? And he's gonna stay in my slipstream, but as you can see, he's not moving off to the right, he's just kind of pushing me. And as we go to the braking zone, he still pushed me. I don't know if he didn't brake or just brake really late, or if that was intentional. I assume it was very much intentional. He pushes me off the track, and then he gets himself into second place. Thankfully though, the Brit behind us and all the other cars behind us are way too far for me to lose another position, and he also has a penalty, which means that I should probably easily be able to take my position back, which he took in a rather unfair manner. And mind you, he didn't get a penalty for that, so Gran Turismo once again showing its amazing penalty system, and not get a penalty for pushing me completely off the track and forcing me to respawn, or whatever you call it. But he does get another penalty there, thanks to him cutting the corner, which is perfect. So now he has about a total of 2 seconds penalty, which he's gonna have to slow down for, which is probably gonna be way more than enough for me to say thank you very much to him, and it is more than enough, as I once again go through his ghost just to piss him off a bit. And now I am in second place by a fair margin behind me. So not much is gonna happen, to be honest, until the end of the race. It's just me settling into second place and pulling away from everyone behind. And once again, the leader is way out of reach, so it's either keep second place, as long as we make no mistakes, we should be able to keep it, and we do not make any mistakes. And as we go through Parabolica, for the final time, we managed to finish second, even with that terrible start, and lose like 5 seconds at the very start of the race to the leaders. We still managed to finish second. It was a very crazy and ridiculous race, but a fun one nonetheless. And I actually have a few other races I'd like to show you, but it's not going to be in this video, because this video is probably going to be way too long if I'm going to show them. So instead, I'm going to do it in either the next video or the video after that, because I'm going to be going back to my home country. But there will still be videos, so, you know, don't get too mad about that. I'm not going to put you on another drought of no videos again. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. It really does help out a lot. And I will see you all next week. Goodbye.